All right, hello everyone, I'm Rob. I'm the creator of the Army Flight Logbook program, and in this video I'm just going to show you a brief little tutorial on how you can start A, log in flights, B, set up your admin data, and maybe C, show you a little reporting action that this logbook can handle. Now, something to note, that this program is available for your smartphones, so that's iPad, iPhone, Android, and as long as you have internet connection, you should be able to use this logbook program. So if you want, you can follow along with me. I have a demo account set up. All you have to do is type in demo for the email address, and the password is 12345. All you have to do is click the sign in button. All right, so once you hit that sign in button, this is going to be the main menu that you see. Down here at the bottom, I'd like to take a note. You can click here to see what I have added, updated as far as the version numbers. So that's a quick little tool there. So personal data, that's probably the first place you'll go. I mean, once you sign up, you'll automatically go to this place, and the reason why is because you need to select a primary aircraft, because every time you add a flight to this logbook, it's going to be using whatever is right here, the primary aircraft. So the AH-64 right now, every time I'll go log a flight in my flight logbook, it will show up as a 64 flight. Now, if you're not a 64, you can drop down to whatever airframe you are and select that. Now, if you happen to be in a unit where you fly multiple airframes, every time that you need to log a flight for that aircraft, you'll need to come back here to the pilot information, change your primary aircraft, and log the flight. So basically right here is your admin data. Anytime you select a field, you'll notice down here the little information box here will give you tips and tricks on what is required for that field. Over here you got your email address, you got your rank, readiness level, all that's basically admin stuff. So the big thing to take away from this is select a primary aircraft. Now this thing over here is your company subscription code. Like if your company decides to use this logbook for tracking purposes for their aviators, you'll contact me, I'll give you a code, and everyone that is in that company will be using this code. Now if your company is not on a subscription code basis, all you have to do is use the 5 zeros here, and that will tell the program that you do not belong to any company and no one can view your reports. Now, if you're in a company and they do have a subscription, and you can still choose the zeros, and your information will only be viewed by you only. So you always have the choice whether or not your information is being shared with your company or not. Now, if you decide to, on your own, select one of these companies, well, just keep in mind that your information will be actually used by the company that is actually using this, for example. So right now, say I didn't belong to 45893, I will be showing up in their company roll-up. Now, just because you select this does not mean you have the rights in order to view other people's logs in your company. It's only specific users that have that permission set in order to view your company roll-up. All right, so the next thing here, we'll come down here and select your duty positions. Now, if you don't select anything, whenever you log a flight, you'll actually see this as your duty position, all these different types of duty positions. This right here, you can customize that drop-down menu. So if you happen to be a unit trainer and you'd like that to show up as a drop-down for when you're adding a flight, you can go ahead and click here, and you click the Add button, and it will add the unit trainer to the duty position thing down here. So that's a quick way to customize. If, like I said, if this thing is blank, once you go log a flight, you'll see this whole pop-up menu, and it's just to sort of declutterize your flight logbook and only be able to select the duty positions you fly. So that's basically that. Your semi-annual data, you can go ahead and click the field, and a little drop-down menu will appear. You can select the year, the month, and the day that you would like your semi-annual data to start collecting. And basically, what this will do is every flight right now, based on the way I have it right here, is every flight that I log that's between January 1st and the 30th of June, it will be tallied and calculated, and it will be subtracted from the aircraft minimums and simulator minimums that you see right here. So that's another important step here. If you happen to use the semi-annual data, I'll show you here in a little bit on what that does. But just remember, the semi-annual start and end date are the dates where you want to actually start counting down from your aircraft minimums. All right, so back to the aircraft minimums. As you can see, you can select your primary aircraft, and those aircraft minimum boxes will appear, disappear based upon your aircraft selection. For example, 58s, they don't have simulator minimums. 64s, they have quite a few more than the other airframes. So that is basically it. Then once you're done, you can go ahead and click the Save Update button. Right here, it's blacked out because you're in demo mode, and I didn't want you guys to alter anything in the admin data for demo purposes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click back to the main menu, and we'll go back to this main menu that we saw before. Now, the flight logbook, this is where all the action happens. You can go ahead and click that button here, and no matter when you log in or you click that little button that says flight logbook, this will always be blank even though you have flights logged. This is how you view some flights. So you have three options. You have your view all flights, you have your filter by date, and you got your filter by semi-current period. So actually, if you want to see your whole entire logbook, all you have to do is click the view all flights. You'll see the little pinwheel spinning around, and it's pulling all the data from the database, and it is compiling it all for you in a nice format. So up here you have your ID, your day, night, NVS, NVG, hood, seat, duty position, location, and remarks. You'll notice the remarks either has a no or a yes. If it has a yes, all you have to do is highlight that row, and it will populate down here on what those remarks actually are. Likewise, if you want to know what you did during those flights, you can go ahead and highlight a row, and you'll notice that the little expanded information will populate as well. If you need to edit a flight, all you have to do is you can either double click, or you can click that row, go down here to edit the selected flight. You'll notice that all this down here becomes active. You can modify the check marks, you can add some more remarks, and then once you're done, you can hit the update record. Now if you happen to delete the record, you can go ahead and hit that delete record. As you can see over here, the delete record ID lets you know that, hey, you're getting ready to delete this ID field over here, 1208, and that's just to double check you to make sure that you want to delete the right record. And if you don't want to update the record, you just want to cancel out, you can hit the cancel button. All right, the filter by current semi-annual, this is going to pull the data from the pilot information that we just looked at, the start and end dates, and it's going to show you all the flights that occurred during that period. So it will automatically populate. Now filter by date is almost the same thing as filter by current semi-annual period. You can select the date, you can change the month, you can hit the save date and filter date. Now it's going to pull all the flights that you have logged between those two dates. So that's basically it. Simulator's the same thing as the flights. You get the same options, same way to edit and delete a flight. Now let's talk about adding a flight. All you have to do in order to add a flight is click down here to create a new flight. A new menu will appear, and as you can see, the duty box here is quite smaller than what you saw in the pilot information box. So that's one of the features that's in the flight logbook. You can tell what hours you flew right here. It will only accept numbers. You click here the date menu will drop down. You can save that date, and you can also select your mission type: back seat, front seat, left seat, right seat. Add remarks, add these the little expanded information, and what you accomplished during that flight, and hit the add flight button. And once you do that, that menu will disappear, and in order to view your flight that you just logged, you're going to either have to hit the view all flights, or you can still use the filter by date as long as that flight occurred between those two dates. So that's how you use the flights and the simulator. Now over here on the semi-annual, this is a pretty cool feature. It's going to calculate your semi-annual hours on what you need to fly, what you need to do, and all you have to do is click that button here, and it will populate with what is required, how many hours you have remaining, and same thing with the simulator. Now down here it also has the breakdown, because not only do you have your total hour requirements, but you also have some of your ATP requirements. You got your hood, weather, night, and it shows how many hours you logged, how many hours are remaining down here. So that's something to pay attention to. Now over here you have the total flight. Now whenever you log into the logbook for the first time, this will automatically populate for you. And if you happen to fly some more hours, you're gonna go ahead and click the calculate my totals, and it will refresh the simulator. It will refresh the flight hours and the breakdown, as well as if you want to check on your currency, you can click the button that says "Am I current?" and it will recalculate this as well. So for aircraft currency, we all know that it's 60 days. You have to log it at least 0.1 flight hours. And NVG, NVS currency for the 64 pilots, NVGs seem to be the same for all the airframe. You have to fly at least 1 hour, 60 days in the aircraft. And the NVS, the program automatically knows whether or not you reset it in the simulator or you reset in the aircraft. So it really knows about the whole resetting in the simulator to push you out to up to 120 days since you flew the aircraft. So that's basically it as far as the logbook. Let me go back to the main menu real quick. Check out company reports. Now company reports here, as you can see here, there's basically 2 user levels. User level 1, this demo account is set up as a user level 1, where you can view a company's ATP pilots. User level 2, this is just for you. So if you happen to be a user level 2, you'll only be access you or your stuff, not anyone else's. So here you can check the currency of your ATP company, and it's just going through the whole company database, and it's checking when they last flew, when was their last NVS flight, when was their last NVS in the sim, NVG, and it will tell you whether or not your personnel have reset in the sim, reset in the aircraft, when they go in current. So this is a great tool for currency. Glide slope. Just a quick thing on glide slope here. You can check out the help documents that I have. Probably better explains it. You can probably better picture this. But basically, you can take Armstrong here. He's required to fly 70 hours. He's flown 31.2 hours, and he has 38.8. Now, if he was on schedule to meet his minimum requirements, he needs to fly. He should be at 32 hours remaining, and he's not. He's at 38.8. So he has about 6 hours that he needs to fly in order to get him on path, on glide slope, on making his minimums. So if you're negative, that means you're good. Like right here, minus 20, that's pretty good. Plus 11 means you have 11 hours to fly in order to get that person where they should be in order to meet their ATM minimums. So that's basically it. All right, I just wanted to show you what it's like in order to view a company report where you don't have user access to the whole company. Even though it says company reports, it'll just be your own report. You can go ahead and click the currency. And as you can see, only one name shows up, which is you. And same thing for glide slope. It only searches yours, not everyone else's. You can go back to the main menu. Feature request. You can go ahead and request features in here. Go ahead and submit your suggestions that you would like to see in the logbook. You can hit the refresh data. It will populate with whatever one's request is. You'll see a status here whether or not it's complete or not complete. That's just a way for me to interact with you guys in order to get what you guys actually want out of the program. So with that, hopefully that's a quick little down and dirty overview. We have some help documents and on the website to show you how to go over how to add a flight, how to delete a flight, how to view some company reports and stuff. So go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and send me an email. Any suggestions, you can send me an email as well. So I hope you enjoyed the program. Hope you like it so far, and it will only continue to get better. Thanks. Bye.